Malcolm Holmes, General Manager at the Great Central Railway, and here I am at the Loco Shed at Loughborough, where we're getting ready for the Winter Gala, which starts on the 26th of January. 2 guest locos, and we'll tell you a bit more about that in a moment. But first, some other news from the railway. Now, you might have heard in the past few days that we have embarked on a redundancy programme for the full-time staff here at the Great Central Railway. The reality is, for our finances, that our costs are exceeding our revenues, and like many other heritage attractions, we have faced massively increased costs over the past couple of years. The cost of our utilities, the cost of the price of coal, amongst other rising costs, has left us in a position where we've really got no choice. Now, I want to be clear about this. This isn't a crisis for the railway, but it is important that if we're going to have a sustainable financial future for the railway in the long term, we've got to be able to balance the books. Cutting costs is just one way. We also need to grow revenue, and we also need to find new ways of fundraising. Now, talking of growing revenue, there's a number of ways that we're looking to improve that in the coming years. One of those is the recent acquisition of 2 Class 153 diesel units, thanks to our friends at Porterbrook Rail Leasing and Angel Trains, which are going to allow us to expand our services to the rail industry. We already do quite a bit of training for local train operators, and we're looking to expand this to include driver training, as well as the units being a test bed for companies to come along and test their new products with us. Now, you may have seen that the Class 153s are here, but never fear, they're not going to become a huge part of our heritage future, although they may make guest appearances at diesel galas in the future, and who knows, if you've always fancied driving one, then maybe that opportunity as well. So let's get back to the gala. Friday to Sunday, 26th to the 28th of January, our biggest and most spectacular gala of the year, our Winter Gala. And this year is going to be no exception. We've got 2 fantastic guest locomotives arriving, as well as operating the Northeastern Railcar and Iris. One of our guest locos is already here. It's a BR standard mixed traffic loco number 75069, and that's courtesy of the Severn Valley Railway. And the other guest loco is a Lancashire and Yorkshire A-Class number 52322, which is arriving courtesy of the East Lancs Railway. And they'll be paired up with our home fleet, all of which will be out, which will include Witherslack haulers behind me, our 2 Class Standard 2s, the Standard 5, the 8F and the 9F. The 9F, of course, making its final gala appearance before it comes out of traffic for its 10-year overhaul next month. It is, of course, going to be an absolutely wonderful show. However, we do need your support. You can help the railway by coming along to the gala for a day or two, buying breakfast on the griddle car, having a cup of tea and a cake from any of our cafes. That really helps the railway, so I'd love to see you here during that weekend. And if you do see me around the railway, of course, please do say hello.